woke up this morning feeling sick. You probably can see on my eyes and my voice. It's a little different today. And an idea popped into my mind. I was like, what if I make a video about being imperfect and talking about the wisdom of being imperfect? And, I'm a little bit tired, but it's okay. It's not that bad also. And I was like, it's perfect. I'm feeling sick right now. I'm going to make a video that is totally imperfect. I'm not going to script it. I'm just going to be as raw as possible. And so I wanted to talk about this idea of imperfection because when we look at the narratives that are being pushed on social media right now, it's all about improving yourself to be the best version of yourself, right? To be the alpha, to be so fucking powerful, so amazing, right? To feel good inside. And in some ways, I also played guilty for this. I'm also pushing sometimes those kind of narratives, but it's because I'm trying to pinpoint a very specific perspective, right? But what if all these narratives of like improving yourself always is never enough, all of this is actually coming from a wound, is actually coming from trauma? Because in many ways, it looks like perfectionism to me, right? It's like you cannot accept yourself the way you are right now because this and that is not good. I don't have success with women. I don't have the money that I want. My body is not looking jacked. I'm not feeling so fulfilled right now, and all of this. So now you might be wondering, okay, but what does this have to do with imperfection? Well, imagine that for just a moment right now, the idea of being imperfect is enough. How would that feel like to know, to deeply know that being imperfect is okay? It's enough. You are good the way you are right now. Try to feel that. Like really take a moment right now, and I'm going to take a moment with you too. What would it feel like to know that it's okay to be imperfect right now? I'm sure that you probably feel right now, if you genuinely get into this idea of imperfection, that maybe there is a certain relaxation to it, right? Maybe you feel a certain freedom to it. You might have a belief of, oh, well, if it's okay to be imperfect, then I don't have to do anything. Are you sure? And I would like to challenge you on this. If you really believe that embracing your imperfection means that you will do nothing, try it out. Try it out. Let's see how long you will do nothing. Because we human beings, we always want to move, There is this yearning, right? Now, what if this yearning is okay, is very natural, right? And it doesn't come from not feeling good enough. And it can actually be combined with the idea of being totally imperfect, right? And I want to tell you a story here. When I started to meet women, coming from a background of being bullied and having the nice guy syndrome and being really shy and introvert, it was a very difficult thing for me. Very difficult. I was not used to being social. I had very little friends. Even sometimes I had no friends. And so when I decided to go outside and meet women, that was a huge step, right? Big. And I remember, for whatever reason, I don't know why I embraced that, I was willing to be imperfect at that time. I was really willing to be imperfect. I knew that I'm not the best right now, and that's okay, And I really accepted myself in that imperfection, And I started to meet women every day. from that imperfection, from that acceptance of being imperfect in that moment, right? And interestingly enough, because I allowed myself to be imperfect, I was more willing to fuck up. I was more willing to fail. I was more willing to get rejected. And we both know that when it comes to dating, the biggest fear men have is fear of rejection. If you become okay with rejection, you're unstoppable. And this is exactly what happened to me. I became unstoppable. And I mean, long story short, I became successful within a year or two, right? And I mean successful in the sense like being able to date multiple women. Then I had a relationship with a very sexy woman, toxic relationship, but I was young at that time. But it was a big leap for me because I literally went from being a virgin at 19 years old, dealing with premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, yeah, both, and also like super scared to be social, not just with women. Drinking alcohol didn't help me to meet women. I didn't have more courage because of alcohol. So, bad luck for me on this one, or good luck. Depends on how you look at it. Anyway, what I mean here is imperfection can be a doorway for your self-improvement, right? But the interesting thing is you improve yourself not for the wrong reason, right? Because of course there is that yearning to expand. This is very natural for us human beings to have that, right? You want to have a better life. You want to feel better, of course. But you expand yourself from the place of, I am imperfect. I am willing to fail. I am willing to fuck up. I am willing to get rejected and all of this, right? And so here, there's something really interesting that happens. The reason why, for example, you hold yourself back with women, right? Is because of the fear of rejection, maybe the fear of judgment, whatever it is. If you allow yourself to fuck up as many times as possible, to be imperfect as much as possible, you are going to destroy the whole identity around I am scared of being rejected, because that's an identity that you have, right? But what you need to understand about this identity is that it's just a boundary, right? It's a barrier. A very invincible barrier, but it's a barrier, right? That you call, this is me. Just like 10 years ago, my boundary, my barrier was, I'm shy, I'm introvert, I'm scared of meeting women, I'm not social. These were my boundaries, my barriers, my blockages, whatever you call it, right? But can you see that by allowing yourself to be imperfect, by allowing yourself to fuck up as many times as possible, you're actually challenging this very boundary. And so I can honestly say that this has been for me the most transformative experience in my life that I still practice to this day. I mean, look at it right now. I'm shooting a video. The lighting is bullshit. The sun just changed. There was a cloud passing right now. Aesthetically, it's not the best video. I'm sick. My voice is maybe a little bit weird. Not too much, I guess, but a little bit. I'm not feeling necessarily the best, right? I'm having a bit of fever and all of that. And yet, I'm still shooting a video here talking about something that I felt I wanted to talk about today. I could have said to myself, oh, let's wait a few days. And honestly, why not? Sometime it can be this, let's wait a few days, and that's imperfect and that's beautiful. But today I felt that for me, the path of being imperfect was to shoot a video in the most imperfect manner, right? So my advice to you is to really allow yourself to have the courage to be imperfect, because it demands courage, right? But it's just a conscious decision. It's just a conscious decision. You can decide from now, literally after watching this video, that you are going to be imperfect as fuck. right? That you are going to be willing to make mistakes, to get rejected, to fail and fail and fail and fail. Really. And you know that. I'm sure you've heard of this. You know, the most successful people are the ones that have failed the most. Because they were willing to be imperfect as fuck. So wake up, man. Everyone can do this. It's just a conscious decision. Now I understand maybe you have a lot of fears around getting rejected, around being judged, and all of that. If you need help with these fears, you're going to need to do a little bit of inner work, right? To relate to those fears from a healthier perspective so that they don't control you that much, so that you can allow yourself to be imperfect. Some of my clients couldn't decide to be imperfect right away, and so we had to do a tiny bit of inner work so that they can jump into that path. If you want to work with me, there's a possibility to join the Wildman Brotherhood. It's a $47 a month community where you get voice note coaching, the rite of passage course, like a really powerful training to shatter this like people pleasing, not being able to attract your ideal woman and all of that. I'm not going to go too much into the details, but you can just check the link in the description. All the details are there if you want to do some inner work and have also like a community supporting you. But really, it's so simple. Just allow yourself to be imperfect. Thank you for watching. And for those who are following me for some time right now and you really enjoy my content, I have a little message for you, because I know that you are watching and I want to appreciate you, first of all. I have my moments of thinking if I want to continue doing YouTube because I'm not getting the views that I want. And I know that some of you have commented on some of my videos saying that, fuck, why this channel is not popping? Like, why is not getting more views and all of this? So if you want to support this channel, there's two things you can do. Every video, comment, leave a comment, and leave a like. If you do this on every video, that's going to help me so much, really. Because the algorithm is going to see that people are interacting and all of this. And maybe it sounds so small, right? But if you just leave a comment and leave a like to my videos, it will support me so much. Thank you again, and I see you, my brother.